Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we are going to show you how to roast spaghetti squash. Yes, it's so much easier than you think, and with a few tips and tricks we can get you on the way to healthier eating any time you want with these delicious buttery spaghetti squash. So stay tuned. First, we start by cutting the spaghetti squash in half lengthwise. Now, this can be a difficult task, so what I've done ahead of time is I have placed it in the microwave for about 4 to 5 minutes, just depending on the size. This is kind of a medium size spaghetti squash, so we did it for 4 minutes. It sure makes cutting it a lot easier. It's still a little hot though, so be careful handling it. Now we want to scoop those seeds out, and yes, you will get some spaghetti strands along with it, but don't worry, the bulk of the squash is still intact. Now what I've done ahead of time is I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. So once we get all the seeds out, and sometimes they're a little hidden up near the stem, so make sure you run your spoon up in the top really well. Then you can save the seeds and plant you your own spaghetti squash, allow them to dry in a cool, dark place, or you can simply put them in a compost bin or discard them. Now I'm going to prep both sides of the squash with just a little olive oil. I have a sheet pan lined with foil, or you can use parchment paper. This allows for easy cleanup. Squash is a little sweet, so it does tend to cook off some sugars naturally, so covering your sheet pan will make for cleanup easier later. Now we just sprinkle with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper along with that olive oil just to help add a little bit of flavor before we pop it into the oven. Like I said, this will go into a 400 degree oven for about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. All right, our 30 to 40 minute cook time is done. Now you simply just take a fork and just scrape out all that wonderful spaghetti strands. And this is a kind of a golden spaghetti squash that I'm using here. They're mostly pale yellow in color, but this one was a little orange, and I think there's different variations you can get, but they all taste the same. So we just scrape that right out of that husk and place it into a vessel, allow it to continue to cool, and then we will keep in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to a week. I try to do 1 or 2 every week for me to have as a side, or when we do spaghetti or tacos, I like to use it as my base. Very, very versatile and so yummy. Okay, we're back. We finished our 40-minute cook time, and y'all, these things are perfect. I flipped them over, let them cool. Now all you have to do is just take your fork and just do like I just showed you, and you will have probably, this is probably a medium to large size spaghetti squash. You'll end up with 2 to 4 cups of this delicious buttery confection. So now let's taste it. I'm trying to save some for my supper because I'm having spaghetti like everybody else, but with the spaghetti squash. Perfectly done. Buttery, sweet, and earthy all at the same time. So if you ever wanted to know the perfect way to roast or just cook spaghetti squash in general, look no further than your very own oven. It's easier than you might think and very, very delicious. As usual, this recipe, like all of our others, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. We would love it if you'd give us a visit there. Also, make sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time and we want you here with us wherever we are. And as always, if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and when you find us, hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. I hope that you'll roast you a spaghetti squash and let me know how you love it. It's fantastic, good for you, and you just will not miss a thing. So, as usual, from the buttered home to your home, I sure love y'all. Bye.